Good morning, everybody. It is Monday. It's about 4 degrees out, and we're gonna be working outside all day. All right, so what we got going today? We're gonna be going out into the country, outside of town here, and we're got a job where another company came in and knocked down a bunch of trees. Whoa, excuse me. Knocked down a bunch of trees, and they chipped everything up, but they left all the big stumps and the trunks and everything. So what we've got to go do is buck all those up and haul them out back out here to the farm, and that'll be that. So really nothing too difficult today. Gosh, I'm standing here in the shop right now, and it's like 40 something degrees in here. It'd be nice just to stay here if we could. But what I ended up doing yesterday, I knew I was going to be leaving first thing this morning. Because it is so cold out, I knew the truck and the skid loader were both going to have a hard time starting next door. So yesterday, I went over and got the battery charger on the truck and the salamander. Let it warm up a little bit, because this truck does not have a block heater. We need to get one on there. And got everything pulled into the shop here, so it stayed nice and warm overnight. We could take off first thing this morning. So we're going to go ahead, get everything fired up, and head over to the job. We're off. Alright, so we had this job scheduled about a week or 2 weeks ago, I think it was, and we're going to be working in this guy's yard where he mows, and it's a nice area. So what we wanted to try to do was find a day where it was a little bit colder, maybe had a little bit of frost on top, just to keep from tearing up the grass as we move around with the skid loader. And turns out the day right before we were supposed to be there, the day before, there was, we ended up getting a bunch of rain, and it pretty much just softened up the top of the ground, and we probably would have made a pretty big mess of his yard there. So we decided to hold off, maybe wait till we got a little bit colder weather to do the job. So I'd say we've accomplished that for sure. Got about an inch or so of snow on the ground, and it is cold. It's been cold for the last couple days, and it's gonna be cold for the next few days. So I guess got what we asked for. All right, we made it. So today's job is all these big trees that are sitting on the ground. You can see there's quite a few up top there, a bunch of cut up pieces over there. They were all cut down, limbed by another company, and now the job is to get these out of here. So these are pretty big. We're gonna have to obviously cut these down just to get them to fit into the truck. But what we'll end up doing is taking the grapple bucket, and we'll just go reach up and grab a section, and then we'll just cut. This one we might have to cut, and that back third might be a piece, and there's a couple longer ones. There's a pin oak up there that the homeowner was talking about maybe wanting to try to take somewhere else in town to have it cut up for some lumber, I guess. So we'll touch base with him on that. But really, it's a pretty straightforward project. It's just going to take some time getting everything cut up and moved around. So hopefully no problems. But First load is loaded up. We're gonna go run this pin oak over to that guy's friend's place. Come back, get going on the next. You can see how cold it actually is. The salt is not even really doing a good job melting the roads, and I assure you it's not from lack of trying. Salt application is definitely something it is practiced very well here in McLean County. And I really don't mind the cold as long as I can keep moving around. Obviously, dress for the part. So the thing that I don't like is just so hard on equipment. Anytime you want to start something up in the cold, I mean, it's kind of just a roll of the dice if you don't have a block heater on it or don't have it plugged in for a couple hours prior to. Unfortunately, I don't have the luxury of having a heated shop where I can store all the equipment, so for me to try to get a job going like this first thing at 7 in the morning, I've got to start the day before, get everything plugged in or staged inside the shop, which is what we did yesterday. Not a big deal. Honestly, that's my biggest complaint about working in the cold, but you know what? This happened to be working. Told you so. Plenty of salt. Round 2. Full to me. That's enough weight in there, especially with the roads. So this will be load number 3 when we get done loading it. I think I'm going to try to tackle a couple of these bigger, nastier trunks. There's a couple decent sized ones up there, one back here. So what I'm probably going to do is come up and I'll push this one onto the ground, make sure it's nice and stable, and I have to cut this one a little bit shorter, maybe somewhere right here. Try to get that lead or that limb in on it. This one's pretty big. I don't know if it's gonna move it or what. It's frozen to the ground, I know that. There we go. Might be able to get it. I think she'll do it. Generally, it's not a good thing when you get stuck. However, this actually is not that big of a deal. I've got a little trick up my sleeve. I've done this before in this truck. We're gonna actually take the hook lift bed and we're just gonna roll it back and actually gonna use that to push us forward. Roll it back, drop it on the ground, and use it to push us forward. And I would venture to say we would creep right on out of here. So here we go. That's what we call learning from our mistakes. If I wouldn't have screwed up several times over the years getting this truck stuck and learning how to get myself unstuck, I never would have known how to do that. So in a way, that was actually good. It's good that I made mistakes. In there for extra traction, you know, because the roads are slick. All right, we are actually gonna have to cut some logs this time. So I think we're just gonna do a big cut right here. There's a big hollow spot. Well, maybe that would be better to cut there. I don't know. Maybe we'll just cut right here where it's nice and skinny. We'll bucket there. I think that should be enough. Should be plenty for us to lift up, I would think. think that's probably good for this load, but I want to trim that little section off right on top there. I'm pretty sure once I put this onto the truck, probably going to be above legal height, and I don't want to run the risk of snagging a power line or something. Well, we had our first casualty of the day. Sideboard. This little end, as I was trying to manipulate it on the other side, slid over and got it. That's all right. That's what they're there for. That's why they're wood, because they're replaceable. All right, let's get that top cut off and get to moving on this load. I already know all the tree guys and the safety knots that they're gonna have to fit about that one, but I know it wasn't ideal. We got it done. Never mind. All right, just to check, it's empty now. Let's just say the roads are starting to clear up a little bit, so I guess I don't need that extra traction. I'll go ahead and make sure all the load is dumped out of the bed before I leave. So as I've been loading the truck, I've been noticing I've got some oil on the ground, and I've been parking in about the same spot every time. I thought, oh, we got a little oil leak, hydraulic leak. And then I looked, I thought, oh, that's quite a bit. It's actually dripping fairly regularly. And I look and I go, uh-oh, something's wrong. So I follow it up and coming out of this hose, and I think it's just a loose fitting. We might get off lucky. We're on the home stretch. This will be our last load. So it'll be load number 6, I think. We got just a little bit of cleanup to do. Other than that, most of the big stuff is out of here, except for those 2 pieces over there. But we do have one more small detail. The homeowner asked if we could take and cut down this pin oak stump. Gonna try to do something with it. A woodworking project, so I don't know, might be 18 inches, 12 to 18 inches tall. We're gonna get down as close to the ground as we can and see if we can flush cut that for him, then do some cleanup, and we'll be out of here. So far, so good. Cleaned up, so went through here, just raked up with the skid steer bucket as much as I could. There's a lot of the smaller stuff that's kind of frozen into the ground, and it's not really going to come up until it thaws out. So we did as much as we could cleaning up for him. Actually, the job was only to take all the big stuff out, so there's no mention of any of the small stuff. So we kind of did him a favor cleaning up as much as we did on the smaller stuff. But like obviously all that was from that tree that's still standing. So the area that we were working it was cleaned up fairly well. We even helped him out. He had a couple other piles stacked up around on the other side of the yard. We threw those into the truck too, just to give him a hand. But overall, went well. Our only casualty of the day was the sideboard on the dump bed, so I'd say it's a pretty good day. We're gonna go back, dump this last load, and then grab the skid, come back, grab the skid, and that'll be it. Maybe we'll run by RP Lumberyard and grab a sideboard on our way home. back at the shop. I'm gonna unload, fix that board real quick, that sideboard. I'm gonna rinse everything off, wash it real quick, get the salt off of it, and call it a day. So hope you guys enjoyed. Please comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. You guys have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching.